Alright, so here I've got some problems relating to evaluating limits using the method of continuity. So let's look at number 1. Limit of x approaches 3 of that. Well, step 1 to solving these is to plug in x equals 3 and see what happens. So when we do that, we get 9 minus 6 minus 3 divided by 3 minus 3, and we get 0 over 0. If you get 0 over 0, you must try something else. 0 over 0 does not equal 1. Just try something else. So one thing that's very common is you should factor numerator and denominator. So let's do that. That's going to factor 2x minus 3, x plus 1, and divided by x minus 3. And look at that. See, these two factors cancel out, and we're left with that. So we're just going to plug in x is equal to 3 into that. So we get 3 plus 1, which is 4. Right? Over here, let's try plugging it in. Get 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 3 minus 4. And once again, it's going to be 0 over 0. So we're going to have to try something else. Let's factor. Factoring is the solution to everything. No, it's not. I'm kidding. X plus 4. X minus 1. Yep. And that cancels out, so we have 1 over x plus 4, which then, if we plug in 1, we get 1 divided by 1 plus 4, which is 1 divided by 5. All right, here, as x approaches 0, we get natural log of 1 times 0 divided by 0, because sine of 0 is 0. And we've got 0 over 0 again. Jeez. Oh, actually, hang on. These two cancel out right away. It's easy. So we're just going to do natural log of x plus 1. And plug in our 0, and we get natural log of 1, which is 0. This one's tough. Well, let's plug it in first. So 16 minus 20 plus 4 divided by 2 minus square root of 4, which is 2. And that is 0 over 0 once again. We could factor, but since we have a radical down here, we're probably not going to be able to cancel anything out that way. So instead, what we are going to do, let me back up here, give myself some more space. What we're going to do is we are going to multiply by the we're going to rationalize this. So let me show you what that means. X squared minus 5x plus 4 divided by 2 minus square root x. We're going to multiply this by a clever form of 1. So we're going to multiply it such that we get a difference of squares on the bottom. Because we squared a radical, we get rid of the radical. So we want to do that. So difference of squared formula, remember, it factors into x minus y times x plus y. So in this case, 2 plus square root of x. So we're going to multiply the top and bottom by that. And let's see, the denominator that gets us, right, difference of squares, so 4 minus x. And on top, I'm actually going to factor this numerator right here as I multiply this. So this factors to x minus 4, x minus 1, and then times our new 2 plus square root of x. And this actually cancels out, kind of. It's just the negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do x minus 1, 2 plus square root of x. And we're going to put a negative sign here because for this to be x minus 4, we're going to have to flip it around. So we cross that out. Negative x minus 4 is the same as 4 minus x. And now we can cross these out, and now we have that negative. And now that we have our function, let's try plugging in x equals 4 again. So we're going to get negative, then 4 minus 1 is 3, and then 2 plus square root of 4, which is 2, is 4, and we get negative 12. All right, next problem. Similar situation. I always try plugging it in first. So square root of negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be square root of 4, which is 2, minus 2 divided by 4 minus 10 plus 6. That's going to be 0 divided by 0. So we're going to have to get rid of that. We're going to have to try something else. I'm suggesting rationalizing again. Even, yeah, well, it's technically not rationalizing. It's multiplying by a conjugate. So let's do that. So actually, we're going to multiply by the conjugate of this numerator so that we can get rid of that square root. So plus 2. And divide by the same amount so that we don't actually change our expression. And that is going to equal, right, difference of squares. This is going to be negative 2x minus 4 divided by, I'm going to factor this now. This is x plus 3, x plus 2, okay. Times square root negative 2x plus 2. Ooh, that's a long one. All right, I'm going to factor this some more. So this factors out a negative 2, x plus 2 divided by all that again. Oof. X plus 3, x plus 2, square root of negative 2x plus 2. And these x plus 2's cancel out. So again, actually, I'm just going to plug it in now. Plug in x is negative 2, so we have negative 2 on the top because of that. And then negative 2 plus 3 is 1. And then square root of negative 2 times negative 2 is square root of 4, which is 2 plus 2. So this is going to be 2 divided by 4, which is 1/2. That was a doozy. Let me just see something. Okay. All right. Let's try plugging it in. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay. Once again, we are doing conjugate. So we're going to multiply by a clever form of 1. So we're going to make this difference of squares. So we're going to do 3 plus 3 squared of x, 3 plus 3 square root x. That's going to give us x minus 1, 3 plus 3 square root x divided by difference of squares, so 9 minus 9x. Okay, I'm going to rearrange things. So this is, I'm going to factor out that 3, so we have 3x minus 1 times square root of x plus 1 divided by, factor out, I'm going to factor out negative 9 actually. And that leaves us with x minus 1. And now these x minus 1's cancel out, and these 3's kind of cancel out. So we have negative square root of x plus 1 divided by 3. And now let's plug in our 1 again. X is 1. So square root of 1 is negative 2/3. Okay. Yay. All right, this one. I'm guessing this is going to be another possible to solve. Well, we gotta try anyway. Or it's probably going to be another conjugate, but let's try. So 3 minus square root of 3 divided by 9 minus 6 minus 3 equals 3 minus square root of 3 over 0. Oh, so what we have here is this isn't 0. We have a number divided by 0. That means that our limit doesn't exist. There you go. And that is why you should plug in the number before just assuming that you have to do the conjugate. There's one more I missed up here, I think. Yep. Here it is. So let's plug in negative 1 just to be sure. So you get negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Then plug it down here. We get 2 minus 4 plus 2. That is 0 over 0. All right, we're going to have to do some work. Let's factor. That seems like a good place to start. We can factor out that 2, and then x squared plus 2x plus 1. Actually, hang on. Okay, yeah, this factors out pretty nicely. Because this is x plus 1 squared. Which means we can cross out that squared, cross out this numerator. So we have 1 over 2x plus 1. And that is going to give us, plug in negative 1, you get 1 over 2 times 0, 1 over 0. 1 over 0 doesn't exist, as I just discussed before. So that's our answer. There you go.